Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, those joining us through our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. When I say the name Mary J. Blige, of course you know her as a Grammy Award-winning artist and actress, but she's also an individual who uses her platform to bring attention to causes that matter to her. That's especially true this month as we're recognizing October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Did you know black women are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women? Here to talk to us today not only about the power of SURE, a new campaign with the Black Women's Health Imperative, we have Mary J. Blige joining us, but she's also going to talk about the importance of your annual mammogram. Mary J., thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, I want you to talk to us about why this was important for you. You are the spokeswoman for this important campaign. Why was it important for you, Mary J., to help educate women about the importance of their annual breast cancer screening?
Well, it's important to me because I've lost 3 women in my family, really important women, to all types of cancer. I lost my grandmother to cervical cancer. I lost one of my aunts to breast cancer. And recently I just lost one of my aunts to lung cancer, maybe like a month or 2 ago. And I believe that they will probably be here today if they had access to this information that this campaign provides, and that if they had, maybe more conversations about it and weren't so private about it. In the African-American communities, we're very private about just everything, and we don't expose a lot, and we don't know that our family members have cancer until they're in the hospital with like 3 more weeks to live. So I think it's, just having access to the proper health care, these places being available in our neighborhoods, in the black neighborhoods, in the inner city neighborhoods, like the 3D mammogram clinics. And I think if they had access to this information, they would be here. This is why it's important for me to use my voice to help, just African-American and women, period, to have this information, because it is very important. I think silence is deadly in this situation, because I've seen, like I said, I had several women die from cancer in my family.
And that's why we're so glad we can have you here to talk about it. So for those who are just now hearing about Power of SURE, Mary J., why is it important to have a campaign that's specifically created to reach black women?
Well, like you said earlier, when I got involved with this campaign, I learned that black women are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women. And I knew that I had to be involved, and this campaign is important for that reason, to get information and, out to the African-American communities, and to, provide, the 3D mammogram in clinics and build those clinics in those places like that. It's extremely important for me to be involved, because I'm a black woman who, I didn't learn what a mammogram was until later in my life, until I was a grown woman, and that was because I had access to the proper health care. When you become a celebrity, you get money, and you can get proper health care. But in so many cases, in our African American communities, there's not enough access to health care, to proper health care. And these 3D mammogram places don't exist, but this is what Hologic provides. We're building, they're building all these, clinics in different places, and we're making progress. So, it's very important.
Well, I know it's a personal question, Mary J., but what can you tell us about your first mammogram experience for those who are wondering, what the experience is like?
Well, my first mammogram experience, I was a little nervous, but, I always need to know, what's going on in my body. My body starts speaking, I start listening, and, there's no fear that can stop me from wanting to know. So I was a little nervous, and it was definitely a little uncomfortable. But, in these places, the women, there's always women, they are usually kind, that walk you through the process, and that, take you through the process of the mammogram. It's definitely a little comfortable. I'm sorry, a little uncomfortable, just a little uncomfortable. But it's not uncomfortable to the point where you're going to pass out. It's just like, it's over pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, I can speak as someone who takes their mother every year. Yeah, it's not something she definitely looks forward to, but she makes sure she gets it done. So I know that's going to make our audience feel good. Mary J, I want to ask you then, what message would you like to share with other women out there about the importance of getting their own breast cancer screenings?
I would like to say if you're a black woman in your 40s, it's time to schedule your mammogram. If you're a woman, period, in your 40s, it's time to schedule your mammogram if you haven't. As I've matured, I've learned, that this is extremely important. I'd rather know than not know. It's just something important to do and have the conversation, the uncomfortable conversation, if you can, with your teenagers about it as well. Yeah. Because the earlier they know, the quicker they can detect if they have breast cancer or not. So it's the quicker you know, the quicker you learn, the better.
Exactly. Well, Mary J, before you leave, I have to ask you this. You've had such an extraordinary year, again, working as the spokeswoman for the Power of Sure, but also it was recently announced about your performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. Can you tell us a little bit about what we might be able to expect for the next big game?
Wow, I really can't tell you what you can expect because I'm teamed up with a list of amazing people, some triumphant people, Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and I'm the only female in that whole thing. So I'm gonna know next week when I go to rehearsal. I mean, when I go to shoot the commercials and stuff like that. But right now I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we will definitely be on the lookout with Mary J. Thank you so much for all you do. You've had such an incredible 2021. Enjoyed you and respect and enjoyed the doc that's on Prime Video for sure. And we know there's so many more great things to see you in. But we know also the work you're doing this month as a spokeswoman for Power of Sure is so important. Again, this campaign for Black women's health imperative. Where can our audience go, Mary J., to find out more information about the campaign?
Go to BeSure. .bwhi.org. BeSure.bwhi.org.
All right. Again, everyone, Grammy Award-winning artist Mary J. Blige has been our guest. Mary J., really an honor speaking with you. Thank you so much for this time, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you. Take care.
You're more than welcome. You as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live here at WYAD as part of our News You Can Use segment. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.